Okay, just a moment. Okay, just give me a second, guys. Let me set one more thing up and then we'll get started. Okay, we're just gonna get started in a minute. Just a second. Okay, perfect. Let's get started. So welcome everyone. So let me just open up this and okay. Is everyone able to see the screen? Just confirm it in the chat box if you can, and then let's get started. Okay, perfect. So welcome to this free webinar by Havenspire once again. And today we are going to be discussing all you need to know about cryptocurrencies. So let me first get started with what cryptocurrencies really are. So in very simple words, cryptocurrencies are nothing but it's based on a technology called blockchain, which is a distributed public ledger. Basically, it will using computers and using lines of codes, you basically are creating a database which is basically storing financial transactions, and it is all decentralized. What does it mean by being decentralized? That anyone and everyone can access it, and there is only one single provider. So it is not backed by any central bank, it is not backed by any central authority, it's all decentralized. And the value of cryptocurrencies is all dependent on the market price or the last traded price of that cryptocurrencies. And that is why we see a lot of volatility when it comes to cryptocurrencies. So cryptocurrencies essentially is basically a new way, or you can say a way to do your financial transactions without involving any third party. And this is what the whole concept is all about. Now, when you talk about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency launched in 2009, and then it was followed by many other cryptocurrencies. Right now, there are more than, I think, 5 or 10,000 cryptocurrencies which are currently in the market. Now, when we talk about cryptocurrencies, one thing that always will come into your mind is the extravagant rise, the exponential rise that these cryptocurrencies have had in the past. And that's purely because people have started to realize the applications later on. And since now a lot of people are into cryptocurrency in the sense that there is a lot of exposure by um, you know, individuals like you and me, institutions, a lot of exposure by banks, and now even countries. So Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies have become a significant um, asset, and now it is considered as an asset class to invest in, to keep your assets. So it's become very important, and it's a very interesting market, and it's a very interesting product, not only from trading but even from investing and creating a passive source of income. So let's get started to understand what do we need to do if we want to trade in cryptocurrencies, or what's the whole process about. So when you talk about cryptocurrencies, you need to understand two very simple things. Number one is you will need a wallet. Now, what's that wallet? Of that wallet can be digital, that wallet can be a hardware wallet. So a wallet is where you will store your cryptocurrencies. So whichever currencies you buy, or if someone is sending you some cryptocurrencies, you will have to create a wallet. Now that wallet can be created on there are numerous websites where you can create wallet. There are numerous apps. One of them is Trust app, which is supported by Binance. So in the most of the session, I'm going to be discussing everything related to Binance, because Binance is one of the largest platforms, and it is a very versatile platform to do anything related to cryptocurrencies. So Trust Wallet is one. There are Trust Wallet. It's called Trust, Trust, right? So I'll show you. I'll show it to you. So you need a wallet to store, and then you need a crypto trading account, which you can create on Binance. Now I will share a few links with you also, where you can get a lot of discounts on your about 35% discount on your fees, because when you trade stocks, the fees are really low, because we all are into the discount brokerage model after Zerodha and after all of that, right? After Robinhood came into existence in the US. So there is this discount brokerage model that comes into stocks. But when it comes to crypto, fees can be hefty, and it is charged as a percentage of turnover. So there is no fixed fees. So fees can become a very big aspect if you want to scalp. Now, for those of you who are not aware of what scalping is getting in and getting out of trades in a very quick time, right? So you need two things. Your voice is breaking a lot. Okay, guys, can you give me a thumbs up if, or just type in with a yes if you can hear my voice properly? I think it should be fine. I have a good internet connection, and okay. Please disconnect and join back. It must be your internet. Okay, so you're understanding two things. We need a wallet, and then we need a crypto trading account, which I would recommend you to create on Binance, right? Because Binance offers products which are very good for you as traders to trade in, and you can actually take benefit of all that volatility that's there in cryptocurrencies, right? Now, let's move on to the next step, and let's start to understand how do you really create an account, and what is going to be the process in which you're going to be creating an account on Binance. So let me open up the Binance website, and let me make it full screen. So this is your Binance homepage. So what you need to do is I will share a link with you where you will just land up on the page where you will have to enter your details. So you will be able to create an account. And while you're creating an account, you just have to write very simple things: your name, your country, your contact number, all of that. You have to verify your email address. Most importantly, there are three versions of verification that Binance does. One is no verification, where only your email ID and your contact number is verified, and you can start trading. Now, in that, there is a limit of $200 which you can buy and sell. So basically, you can only trade worth $200, or you can just add maximum of $200 as your funds. That's level one verification that Binance will do. Level two verification will be where you can just verify your one of your identity cards, maybe Aadhaar card, right? Aadhaar card is your second level of verification. If you verify it with your Aadhaar card and obviously your email ID and your phone, you will be able to trade up to $500 of trading. So you can do up to $500 worth of trading. And the third and the maximum level of verification is where you upload your PAN card, you upload your Aadhaar card, and that's the maximum level of verification. Now, for those of you who are not from India and attending this webinar, you just need to, I think, either your social security number for people who are attending from the US, your social security number, and I think one more identity proof they will ask, and it will depend from country to country. So I'll not go deep into that, but it's very basic verification. All the verification that you basically do on your Demat account on Zerodha or any other platform that you do. So that's that. After you are verified, your account is ready. There is no opening fees. There is zero opening fees. After your account is ready, you will have to do a few things. What are those few things? Number one, is it will ask you, so basically once you have your account set up, the next step is going to be how do you trade or how do you add money to it. And number two is going to be what are the different kind of products. So first, let's go step by step and let me tell you how will you add money. So what you're going to do is you have to go say, click on buy crypto and go to P2P trading. So you click on P2P trading, right? And what is P2P? So P2P is peer-to-peer exchange, right? So what happens is, okay, just a second. Yashwant, I will just send you a link. Okay, I will send you a link towards the end. You will get a 35% discount on your trading fees, and it's gonna be very so you'll get some mining benefits. I will explain all of that. So let me go with the flow. Now, P2P is peer-to-peer transactions, which is a way to add funds. So now how does that work? For example, I have $1,000 of cryptocurrencies. Now it can be in Bitcoin, it can be in Ethereum, it can be in Binance coin, it can be in any other coin. Now these are all volatile coins. So now you need to understand a segregation between normal coins, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, all of that, and then stable coins. Now, stable coins are another type of cryptocurrencies which are backed by a currency. For example, on your screen, you can see USDT, which is US dollar tether, right? Now, this USDT is like the basic currency when you trade either on Binance or Coinbase or any other platform. So this USDT is basically, you can say it's US dollars. So it's equivalent to US dollars. It's equivalent to fiat currencies. Now, what are fiat currencies? Fiat currencies are currencies which you and me use: US dollar, British pound, Indian rupee, all of that, right? Now, when you have to add monies, people who trade from India or people who are Indian users, they have to buy or add funds by the P2P model. Now, how does this P2P model work? Is, for example, I have $1,000 in my Binance account and I want to redeem it for Indian rupees. What will I do? I will list my holdings. So for example, I have 1,000 USDT. I will list my holdings here on the screen that you are seeing in this P2P panel. So this is kind of a marketplace. Everyone offers a different rate. For example, here you can see someone is offering 77 rupees 50 paisa, someone is offering 77.56, so on and so forth. Now, next, what you do is you will, if you already have your funds, you will list it that I want to sell. For example, this person has 104 USDT to sell. So he wants to redeem his 104 USDT into Indian rupee. So what are you going to do? If you want to, for example, if you want to add money, what you'll do is you will see a couple of things here. So you will see the name of the person. You will see the number of orders that that person has completed, meaning that whoever has asked. So there are 32 transactions that this guy has done, and there is a 86% completion rate. Now, what you need to look at while you're doing your P2P is you need to look for verified merchants. So can you see this golden tick? These are verified merchants. If you don't find this golden tick, then also you can transact with them. The only thing is the completion rate should be more than 90%. Now, don't worry. In this method, your money is backed by Binance. So Binance will ensure that you will get your money. Otherwise, the seller who is trying to sell you, his funds will be blocked. So there is absolutely no risk when you do this model. Now, for example, if I want to add money, what will I do? I will click on, so for example, this is Sunny Trade. This is the price and the limit of, so you'll also see one more thing, which is the limit. Now this limit is the lower and the upper cap. For example, if I see one of these users, for example, this Trend Trader, right? So you can buy a minimum of 30,000 worth of USDT from him, 30,000 rupees worth of USDT, or this is the minimum, and the maximum that you can buy from this guy is 1 lakh rupees. Also, what you will see a lot of payment modes. So UPI, Phone Pay, bank transfer, IMPS, Google Pay, all of that you will find here, right? So this is basically telling you that the seller will take money in these particular styles of payment modes, right? For example, I click on this Daku guy and I want to buy 20,000 rupees worth of USDT. I'll click on buy USDT, right? Now I will come to this particular screen. In this screen, you are looking at this. So this price will be locked in for 30 seconds. For example, I want to buy 20,000 rupees of USDT, right? I will click on 20,000 and I will receive 257.79 USDT, right? And then there will be terms and conditions of each and every seller. So this guy is saying, please pay fast, send screenshot, don't pay third-party payment. I will refund you and deduct 5% of your money as a gateway charge. Okay, basically he's saying that if you do a third-party payment, what's a third-party payment? Is that you you are not transacting with your registered UPI account. Basically, if you are telling one of your friends to send money to this guy and then you expect some USDT to come to your account, 5% this guy will deduct. Now, when we talk about P2P, the sellers have their ability to do anything. Okay, and that is why I'm telling you that you should strictly refrain yourself to following the rules that they have mentioned. So here, this guy is just saying, please send me money from your account. That's it. I'll click on buy USDT. Okay, so just a second. Okay, maybe I'm not with my second account. Okay, what you need to do is, for example, okay, so let me show you something. Wait, just a sec. Okay, one more thing. When you see a limited option here, so once you see this limited sign here, you will not be able to transact with this particular seller. Okay, so you will have to choose a seller which is not limited. Now, what you are seeing here is there is a lot of range of price points that people are ready to offer. Someone is even ready to offer as low as 500 rupees all the way up to 9,000. But as you buy lower amounts of crypto, for example, 100 rupees, 200 rupees, 500 rupees, all of that, you will have a higher rate. For example, here you can see this guy is asking for 77 rupees and 70 paisa as the charge, and the other sellers were actually asking for 77 rupees and 50 paisa, something like that, right? So you will see this host of sellers. After you see, you just have to click on buy USDT, and then you will be redirected to a page where it will ask you that this is my UPI ID. So you need to transfer those. How to decide? You can decide the price just by going to the first page. Just go to the first page. This is going to be the lowest price. This is going to be the lowest price. Now, if you don't want to buy, say 30,000, 40,000, you'll have to look at what is the seller which is offering you the least amount of limit. For example, here I can see that this guy 7,757. So you can only buy exactly this amount from this seller. So you can't buy 6,000 rupees, you can't buy 5,000, you have to buy 7,757 only, right? So for example, if you want more flexible terms, just go to the second page. For example, I come up here and I can see that 20,000 to 2 lakh rupees is the limit for this guy, and there is a 100% completion rate. So I just need to click on buy USDT, right? And now when you click on buy USDT, you will be redirected to a page where this seller, so there will be a page, this seller will tell you, this is my UPI ID. You can copy the UPI ID from there. You have to make the payment from PhonePe, Google Pay, whatever app you use for UPI. You transfer the money, take the screenshot, and in that page, you will have a chat option. So you go to the chat, you send the screenshot. Within 1 minute, you will get a notification from Binance that funds have been added. So that is the simple process of adding funds from P2P. Similarly, when you have to sell, you will have to do the same thing. You will have to get registered to sell your USDT. You can decide your own rate of USDT. At what rate do you want to sell? It's like a limit sell order kind of a thing. And then after someone is transacting with you, you will get a notification on your Binance app, and then you can basically get funds from the UPI app. So you will give your UPI ID, you will get funds, and then you will have to release the USDT from your wallet. Is everything clear to everyone? Is everyone understanding? So, okay, now this P2P is what you have to choose. If you choose Express, you will have, so Indian users can't really choose Express. So for example, if you want to pay 100 INR and you want to do this, and you click on Express, right? So you can do this with Express thing. The only thing is some banks restrict your payment. Okay, some banks will not probably allow you to actually make a payment. For example, this is the 78. So can you see you are getting a higher rate when you do Express? How many of you observed this? you are able to buy at 78 rupees instead of 77.50 or 77.60, 77.70 in the P2P section, right? So this will be comparatively expensive. For example, if I click on confirm purchase, right? So I can place that order, and once I place that order, I will have to come on this page. And what happens here is I will be redirected to this particular page. Now, just try to understand this. Okay, so just remove this. Okay. Now, what you need to do is this is the guy's name. Okay, and this is the bank account number. This is the bank name, etc., etc. And this is the UPI ID. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer $100 to this guy, and I will show you how this thing actually works. So I am logging on to my UPI ID, and I will just write down his. I'll show you the exact process of how it's done. Just a moment. So I have transferred 100 rupees to this person, and now, okay. Crypto strategies will also be shared. Okay, so I am first giving you a overview of what all you can do, and I'm starting it from, yes, they have integration with WazirX, so you can transfer your funds. So now I have transferred the fund. I will just click on transferred next. Okay, so I will just confirm. Okay, I have made the payment, and I can just write a message, payment done. I can just write this message here, and you will then see there's going to be this this particular thing to be released at this particular price, right? Now, after this is done, you will, now, if you don't get your funds in 14 minutes or the time that they are currently saying, you can appeal, okay? You can appeal, and you can also cancel the order. But since we have made the payment, we will be getting those funds automatically. So you'll get the funds. After this process is done, you will have your money added to your account. Okay. Next thing, just a moment. Just a second. You can't really buy okay, you want me to zoom in? Okay, so I will try to zoom in. Just a second. Think this works. Okay. If this guy is sleeping, see, you will so okay, this is a good question. If this guy is sleeping, his, so basically everyone sets a time frame in which they will be yeah, it's all legal. It's all legal. The High Court and the Supreme Court have announced that they have no problem with cryptos as of now. So you don't worry, you will not your funds are not going to be stuck here, right? So it's all legal. Now, after you're done, you will get your funds in your wallet, and then I am going to again go to this. Now, once you come to this place page again, now let's talk about what are the things that you can trade and what are the things that you can do with your crypto, and then we'll come on to mining, right? Then why are banks withholding crypto sites payment? See, banks have their own policy in the sense that banks don't want their payment gateway to be enabling that. Some banks do it, not all banks. For example, even State Bank of India allows you to buy and sell on this. Yeah, can you buy on CoinDCX? No, you can't buy it on CoinDCX and transfer here. Okay. Vasif, so basically, so people are asking that why can't I use WazirX? WazirX is shit. Don't use WazirX. Once you know how Binance works, you will just never touch WazirX once again. WazirX has very high slippage. WazirX has very high charges. WazirX crashes very off and on. Coin DCX is good. My preference is Binance because of the scope of the platform, and I'm just going to share that with you. Now, after that, what you're going to be doing is you will get, if you click here, you will get a wallet overview here, right? So you click here, just a second. There's some OctaFX is a platform for Forex and not for crypto. So you need to understand that. So you will not be able to do anything crypto related on OctaFX. Okay. So for example, okay, screen got disconnected. Just a second. Okay. Now what you need to understand is, just a sec. Now you will come to this particular place, and when you will come, you will see when you go to P2P. Okay, so when you go to P2P, so you will see your balance. For example, we had added 100 rupees or $1.28 here, so it gets added instantly. So if you don't have any P2P balance, it will show zero here. Basically, for example, you added 10,000 rupees, right? You added 10,000 rupees, and then you transfer this P2P. So P2P is a wallet. In Binance, you will have so many wallets, and you have to transfer funds within these wallets to use them wherever you want to. For example, if you want to buy fiat and spot, you have to transfer from P2P to fiat and spot. If you want to trade futures, you have to transfer from your P2P wallet to your futures wallet. So let me show you how to transfer, right? Now, once you have this particular balance right here, what you can do is you can transfer these funds. So for example, just a second, right? So you will get an option to transfer these funds to your futures wallet, right? So for example, I go to margin, right? So now when you go to margin, you can click on transfer. You can click on transfer here, right? And then what you need to do is you need to click, you need to select P2P here. And then after that, you need to, so just go to, for example, go to futures, and then you click on, just a second. Then you click on transfer. After clicking on transfer, you will get your funds from your P2P wallet all the way to the futures wallet. Then you can start trading futures. Now, adding funds, transferring funds, how does that work is now something that you know. Now let me focus on the other parts of Binance, which are very interesting. And other, can you just repeat this transfer thing? You just need to add money via P2P. After you add money via P2P, just go to wallet. Once you go to wallet, click on overview. And then you will see your, when you go to P2P, so you will see the balance, right? You will see a balance here, right? After you see the balance, just go to whatever you want to trade. If you want to trade futures, if you want to trade margin, if you want to trade fiat and spot market, you just have, for example, you click here. Okay. Once you click here, you can click on transfer, and then you can just select that I want to transfer from my P2P wallet to the futures wallet or isolated margin wallets. Once you do that, your funds will be transferred. Okay. Now, when I click on trade, you will see a lot of things, right? So you can, so the first way or the first form of trading is basically convert, the most simplest thing, right? If I click on convert, you can just click on whatever amount of USDT you have, and you can just convert it into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, any cryptocurrency. So once you click here, you'll get all the list of cryptocurrencies which you can convert it to, for example, Doge, etc., etc. Then the second is classic, where you just click here, you will be redirected to this, and then you can buy and sell currencies with just normally how you trade stocks in the cash market, right? Now, there are two types of leverages. What is fiat and spot? Fiat is basically your home currency. Home currency and the spot price of Bitcoin. Spot price meaning the live price of Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin are traded in futures, they're traded with options, they're traded in perpetual futures contracts, they're traded in monthly futures contracts. That is why fiat and spot remain like the actual value, right? You can just click on whatever amount of Bitcoin you want to buy and sell, whatever Bitcoin or whatever cryptocurrency that you want to buy and sell, and then you'll be able to do that. So that's the second most easiest thing, right? Then you can click on advanced, right? When you click on advanced, you will see all of this, and then you can actually trade with multiple stuff here. Now, this is all the easy part. This is something that you can just understand. You can also trade with margin. Now with margin, basically you can borrow money and Binance will fund you. Binance will fund you 100, 200, 300% also. It will give you margin funding. So you need to watch this tutorial video, just start the quiz. You need to give a quiz and then it will start your margin funding facility. Just how your broker gives you, for example, if I click on borrow, right? So I can borrow up to 100% of whatever amount of funds that I have, and then I will be charged this particular percentage interest rate. Okay. Next thing, yes, I will be covering mining. I will cover mining, right? Then you can do the same thing to repay. Now you can also trade stocks with your crypto tokens. So you can actually trade Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, MicroStrategy, Microsoft, Coinbase, etc., etc. You can trade them with your crypto token. So that's another thing that Binance offers you. So you can even do that. Now let's come to derivatives. And now this is the interesting part where you can trade CoinM futures or USDM futures. So now let's try to understand what are these different types of futures contracts which exist. CoinM futures are perpetual contracts, meaning that they have no expiry. So when you trade stocks or futures, or when you trade the derivatives market in Indian markets or any other stock market, they have a specified expiry. In this, you don't have any specific expiry. These contracts are perpetual, meaning they will run till infinity. So there is no expiry. You don't need to close your position, nothing. You can just take a position and then hold it for your lifetime, right? There we have two types of futures. One is USD and one is coin futures. Now, when we talk about USD futures, your base currency in which you will transact will be USDT or USD Tether. When you click on CoinM futures, you will have to own Bitcoins or Ethereum or whatever cryptocurrency you are trading. You need to own that particular asset. For example, I added $100 of USDT in my account. Now, if I want to trade futures, I will go to USD futures, USDM futures, and I will trade it there because I have USDT in my wallet. For example, if I already have, say, $100 worth of Bitcoin in my Binance wallet, then I will go and click on CoinM futures to trade because I have Bitcoin, right? So basically the only difference in CoinM and USDM is USDM is a universal futures contract. You can trade anytime. You can trade any currency with USDT because you are essentially having US dollars, and then you can use that to trade with any kind of cryptocurrency that you need to or you want to, right? So always use USDM futures. So when I click on USDM futures, I go here and then I will kind of find this particular screen, right? Now, so if you look at this, right? So if you look at this particular thing, so what you're going to do is, for example, if I click on buy long, right? If I click on buy long, so we added $2, right? So once you add your money, so for example, $2 is visible to you, your balance is visible here, right? So $2.30 USDT is visible here. Now what you need to do is you can use a limit order, you can use a market order. So always I prefer to use market orders when I am trading. If I am not investing in crypto and if I'm trading, I will click on market orders, and then it will ask you your size, right? So you can choose any amount of leverage. So you can see two options here. One is cross and one is isolated. So these are the two modes in which you can transact. right? So for example, this is your cross mode and this is your isolated mode. Now, basically the difference between cross mode is that cross mode will use your margin. What is your margin? The amount of money that you have across your currencies. For example, you have $5 of USDT, you have $5 of Bitcoin, you have $5 of Ethereum. So cross will basically combine all that margin and then let you trade. In isolated, you will have to only have that. For example, if I'm trading with USDT, I need to have that USDT and it will give me lesser margin. So if you want more margin, you can trade with cross. If you want lesser margin, you can click on isolated. For now, I'm currently clicking on cross, right? Now what I'm going to do, the next step is choosing your leverage. Now you can take your leverage from as low as nothing to all the way up to 125x, 100x, 80x, whatever. Now trading with leverage is very risky, and even if you are trading with leverage, you need to know how to manage your risk. Because if you take excessive leverage and you use your entire entire funds, you can get wiped out within minutes and even within seconds. So you need to understand that you can't use excessive leverage, right? So for example, if I click here and if I select 125x leverage, right? So the maximum position at current leverage is 50,000 USDT, meaning that if you are using this leverage, you can't trade more than you can't use more than 50,000 USDT here. As you reduce your leverage, your amount of buying power increases. So you can buy up to 5 million USDT if you use 20x leverage. So you can select your leverage. For example, randomly you click on 75x leverage. For example, I take 92x leverage. I confirm that. And then after using this leverage, you have to decide how much percentage of your account size you have to use. Do you have to use 100%? Do you have to use 5%, 10%, whatever? I would recommend, if you're trading with 100x leverage or 90x leverage or something of that sort, never use more than 5% of your margin. Never use 5% of your margin. And after you click on 5%, yeah, you can click on your target take profit stop loss, and you can also select one option which is reduce only. This means that you can select an option where you can't add to your position. Now you need to understand one thing. If you have $100 and you are in a trade and that trade is making you $5 or $10, Binance gives you an option to buy more with the $10 profit that you have. So you get even more leveraged. Then your profit goes to $130. For example, $30 is the profit now. Now you can buy even more contracts or more Bitcoins or Ethereum with those $30. So you can take leverage over leverage over leverage over leverage, and that becomes very risky. So for that, for you to control yourself, you can just click on reduce only, which means that you can only reduce your position and you cannot increase your position anymore. So that is reduce only mode. And then you click on buy long and your position will be in. For example, if I just take if I choose 5%, for example, and I click on buy long. Okay. For example, so now one more thing. You will also see one thing which is going to be this thing, right? So you'll see that there is going to be some margin ratio. This margin ratio tells you the amount of risk that you are taking. So this should ideally not be more than 2%, 3 or 4%. If it is up like 20%, 25%, meaning that you're risking 25, 30% of your account, and your account can get wiped very, very quickly, right? This is very important for you to understand. Next is your maintenance margin. That what is going to be the maintenance margin, and what is your current margin balance, right? This maintenance margin is that this is the minimum amount of margin that you need to maintain in your account. Otherwise, your position will be liquidated. Now, what happens if you take full leverage? For example, you take 125x leverage and your trade starts going up in your opposite direction and Bitcoin falls very quickly. Does anyone have a question? If you take entire leverage and there is one big red candle that comes in and your loss is much bigger than anticipated, what will happen then? Does anyone have this question? That if I take full leverage and then suddenly a very opposite move happens against me, for that Binance takes a insurance fee from you, right? So if your position gets liquidated because of you taking excessive leverage and you don't have enough funds, the next time you put money, for example, you have $10, you're trading with $10, okay? Now, once you take your $10 worth of leverage, like full $10 you are currently invested in, and this Bitcoin falls to certain extent where your losses are now $7 or $8, your position will be immediately liquidated, but your loss will not be $8. Your loss will be your entire $10. $2 or $1, or there is a percentage, I think 3 or 4% is the fees that Binance or any other platform will take for your position to get liquidated. So you should not take excessive leverage if it will lead the your crypto platform to liquidate your position. So you should not be doing that. Correct. So again, then you have to click on, say, your USDT or Binance dollars. So basically, you can either transact in US dollars or Binance's cryptocurrencies, which is BUSD, right? So this is how basically you go long or short on something. You can see your balance here. So this is what we added. You can click on cross or isolated. You can choose your leverage. You can also transfer it from your spot or wallet. So this is again something which is going to be available here. Now the minimum amount that you need to have to start trading here, I think it's $1. So anything less than that you can start. So for example, let me just take a random trade in front of you and let me show that to you. For example, I click, so this is BTC USD, right? So what I'm going to do is, say I select, say, 7%, and I click on take profit, stop loss. Okay, this is done, right? And I click on buy long, right? Just a second, I think there's something missing. Maybe I am, just a sec, let me check. Okay, this is fine. Okay, just a sec. Okay, so when you're trading Bitcoin, you'll not be able to trade with such a low balance, right? For example, let's come to Ethereum, right? So Ethereum, for example, I'm taking 5%. This is your take profit and stop loss, right? So for example, right now I can see Ethereum is trading at 2010, right? So we'll take a stop loss of 2000 and we'll take a take profit of 2030, right? And then we click on buy. So now what you can see is that the margin ratio shows you 2%. That means 2% of your capital is risked, right? And here you can see your PNL. So for example, here, just a second, let me adjust this. Okay, right? So what you can see is that it will start showing you a PNL in percentage, that what's your return on equity here. You can set your target profit, you can set your limit order, and then you can see the margin ratio. Now, this is a liquidation price. That means your order will be liquidated if it falls below 1559. Now try to understand, because we have taken only 5% of the available balance to trade, your liquidation price is going to be way far from the current price. That means you're safe, right? If you take more leverage, this liquidation price will be very close to your current market price, and hence you should not be doing that. Managing risk is very important. So here your maintenance margin is 0.05 USDT. This is your margin ratio. So you can see your live PNL running in here. Can't we hedge if it comes to liquidation? You can hedge, you can, like, you can short some other cryptocurrency, but you can't take a short position in Ethereum. How many units did I buy? I think we bought 0.005 Ethereum. So basically we invested about 0.10 USDT. This is the margin and this is the current running profit. So for example, this looks extremely bullish. Maybe it can test 2018 and all these highs. So basically this is how you have to do your thing. Now, is it fractional buying? Yes, you will always buy fractional units, right? Ethereum, Bitcoin, they're too expensive right now, right? So you can't really buy the exact units. Now you can even start adding to your position as more and more and more margin is available to you. If you know how to trail SL, you can just, for example, right now your stop loss is 2002. Just click on edit, and then just change your stop loss, right? So for example, when you change your stop loss, for example, I want to trail it to 2005, for example, right? So it will show you that 2005, it will trigger your stop market order to close this position, and your estimated loss will be this, right? So you basically have to do this, right? So this is how you do it, right? Now try to understand, if you will be able to manage your risk really well, then only you will be able to trade crypto properly. Otherwise it is gonna take a hit, right? Now mark price is the mark to market price, whatever is the mark to market price, and that mark price can be different from the current traded price, and there's a $1 difference. You can understand the mark price as the price that Binance will use to mark, to mark your PNL. Your mark to market price is the mark price, and the last traded price is whichever you're trading. Instead of future, can we also buy and hold for long term? Yes, you obviously have that option. You can buy and hold for long term. You can do whatever you want to, right? So you can do that. And if you, even if you want to, for example, you want to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum for a very long term position, and you don't want to use a lot of margin. For example, you don't have to put in 100, 200, 500, 1,000, whatever dollars. For example, if you don't want to put that, right? If you don't want to do that, you can actually buy in futures. I told you, right? These contracts are perpetual futures contracts, meaning they will never expire. So you can actually create a investment position also from this. For example, whatever position that we just created, we bought it, right? So now I can just hold this for my lifetime, right? I can hold this for my lifetime. What is the safest way for, the safest way for beginners is just that you add say a small amount, and then you just practice risk management. You don't risk more than 5% of your account size here, what I mentioned, right? So you can opt to take lesser leverage. You can opt to take like 20x leverage, 5x leverage. That is also a good way to start things. And yes, future, see, if you want to do leverage trading, then you have to select futures, because that's gonna didn't understand the liquidation price. It is, this liquidation price is the price. If Ethereum comes to that price, your position will be liquidated, meaning that you will be auto squared off from this position. The broker will make you sell this the Ethereum. You have to do that. It happens, right? When you're trading intraday and when you use a lot of margin, your broker sends you, right, mark to market loss is 80% of your margin. Please deposit margin to whatever. Let's say I have a very low capital, I enter at 2010 and exit at 2011. What will be the charges the Binance will be take? Will be more than one. See, you have to understand that if the fees is calculated at 0.01% or 0.002% of your turnover, right? So if you try to scalp $1, $2 moves, your fees is going to be like 50% of your profits, right? Because again, fees is going to be bigger the bigger you trade. But if you want to scalp like a $3, $4, $5 move, you can easily do that. That's not an issue at all. And the fees obviously will be in proportion to the amount that you're trading with, right? So that's not going to be a big deal. Can we enter only SL and not TP? Yes, you can do that. You can decide not to write the TP and just set your SL. That is also something that you can do. I am just showcasing you what all can you do, right? Now, for example, let's now move to the next bit, right? Now you understand, I don't want to use leverage. What to do? I trade in. You can trade the futures contract without any leverage. You can just go down and select your leverage as 1x and just confirm here. Okay. So if you just click on no leverage, you will get, is short selling? Yes, you can just click on sell short and you will be short selling it, right? You can short sell that, right? How to book partials? You can just, for example, if I want to book partials, what I'm going to be doing is I am going to say, just a second. For example, I click on this. Okay, just a sec. So for example, when you trade it on your phone or on the Binance platform, so this is the web platforms, I don't really use it. You have an option to click on close, and then you have option of 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. So you can actually cut 25, 25, 25, 25. Right, 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. So you can even you can even sell like 70% of your holdings, 75% of your holdings, 50%. So you can book partials in that way. For those of you who don't know what partials are basically partial profits that you start taking in. Now try to understand one more thing, that these Binance futures are very risky to trade if you take unnecessary leverage, and you need to understand this very, very properly, right? If you take unnecessary amount of leverages, you are going to pay the price, right? So I would recommend you don't take any unnecessary leverage. You can also use the calculator here. So there's a calculator. You can calculate what is going to be the loss if you incur a loss. What's going to happen to that? If you incur a profit, what's going to be the the target profits that you can take out, right? Another thing is your risk reward should always be in place, right? When you're trading crypto, crypto can be very volatile. Like crypto can just fall all the way till here right now, and crypto can just jump all the way to 2028, 2030 in no time, right? So you need to understand that crypto is volatile, and hence managing risk becomes very, very important. This is the calculator. You just click here. So you will see your PNL, you will see your initial margin required, you will see futures has lots, or we will get no. You there is no standardized lot. So have a look at this. It popped up to 2020, right? So we were in a long trade. So now if you look, you are getting a 32% or 40% return on an invested capital, right? So we invested 0.10 USDT, and now you are getting 50% return on your initial investment, right? So that's, will there be any situation where your SL might just not hit if it falls too fast? No, it will always get hit. So that's not going to be the case. It will always get triggered, right? Now, for example, you are getting a 50% ROI currently on your investment. Now, what you can do, you can click here and you can change your stop loss. Now, for example, the current market price is 2022. We change the stop loss to 2010, right? So now our stop loss is at our cost, right? So now we have changed the trigger price to 2010, and our entry price was also 2011. So it's almost a $1 stop loss that we are currently having. And you can see and don't be surprised by these numbers. Okay, 60% ROI, 70% ROI, whatever, right? So when you trade with 100x leverage, and if you only use 5% of your account size, if your stop loss hits, you will lose about 20% or 25%. So this number will be negative 25% if your stop loss hits. But if your trade is successful, this number can be 100, 200, 300, 400, even 600%. And I will show you some trades using that, right? So this is how you essentially use your futures trading. You can short stuff, you can go long. When we talk about crypto, like when we talk about crypto futures, there is a variety of options in which you can trade. For example, you click here and you can click on perpetual, and you can click on USDM. So you get all these options to trade. So you can see all of these, right? So, and you can star your favorite cryptocurrencies. For example, you want to trade in Dogecoin, you want to trade in XEM, you want to trade in Ripple, you want to trade in whatever currency that you want to trade in, right? So that's about that. Now, let's try to now understand what are other things that you can do with Binance account, and then we will move on to mining, how to really mine crypto. How many of you are interested in mining cryptocurrencies? How many of you are interested to mine Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, a lot of currencies you can actually mine, right? Now, when you talk about mining, I'll come to mining. So basically, please tell about options in Binance. Don't even touch options in Binance, okay? Basically, options are extremely, extremely risky, okay? Even if you trade on Binance, why do you want to trade options when you're getting such good leverage? Like if you really want to utilize leverage, use that leverage in these futures contracts, right? Why do you want to risk why do you want to get exposed to all the Greeks, and why do you want to get exposed to all of that stuff, right? So you should not be trading options. I would personally not recommend it. You should trade options only and only if you are trying to catch a very big move, or if you're extremely bullish or extremely bearish about any particular move that you might see, right? Have you mined crypto before? I just started mining a few days back, so I will show you how that process is also done. So let me first show you WazirX integration. So you will, when you go to your wallet section on Binance, you will see a third-party wallet, and then you can connect your WazirX account. It's very simple, right? So now let's come to grid trading. Now, what is grid trading? Looks like tape reading is out of question here. Yes, you can't read the tape here. It's too fast. It's too fast. It's all algos, right? 70% of all cryptocurrency trading is algorithmic trading. So just don't even try to read the tape. Just don't even try, right? So that is something which is very important. Now, another thing that you would want to know is grid trading. So how many of you, so for example, when I click on grid trading, what you can do is you can create some grids. Okay, now this is going to be the default screen that you will see. So you will see all these indicators. I don't use them. I'll just remove everything here, right? Now, grid trading is basically you can create a grid. For example, you are seeing that a stock is moving in a range. Okay, there is a support level, there is an upper range, there is a lower range, and now what you want to do is you want to buy and sell in that particular range. For example, this is the daily chart. Let me go to a smaller time frame. Say, let me go to a 5-minute time frame. Okay, now for example, this is the 5-minute time frame. Currently the market is trending, so I don't want to do that. But if you look at some points in the market recently, crypto has been very volatile and very directional. But when the markets are sideways, you can say create a range between this area and this area. For example, this is your range, so you can set up a grid meaning that you will set your range in which you want to sell and buy. So it will buy low here and then it will sell here. So it will automatically buy as soon as the price comes here, and it will automatically sell as soon as the price comes here. So it is like an automated bot that you can create. Now, this has to be done only when you have a good understanding about your technicals. You need to understand, okay, what is the product that I'm trading? What is the range? You have to do your technical analysis, and then only you can set up your grid trading. Now, grid trading is interesting, and it's good if you know whatever you are trading. Like if you have a good idea of what you are doing. So for example, you can create two types of grids. One is arithmetic and the other is geometric. Now, arithmetic means that you can just set up your lower price, higher price in raw numbers, and it will create a grid, right? For example, the current market price of Bitcoin is, just a second, let me see the current market price. Okay, 35071. For example, the lower price I create as 34,500, and the upper price I'm creating as 35,500, right? So this can be a 1,000 point range which I can create, right? And I can say create 10 grids, right? Now, this is estimated profit per grid including a fee. So this is what you can get, and then you can set up the leverage that you want to use. You can set your stops, everything. You can also click on geometric and create a geometric grid which is going to be based on a percentage level, right? So you can set a upper and lower bound here. So if you click on I, so each grid has an equal price difference if you click on arithmetic, and if you click on each grid has a equal price ratio if you click on geometric. So that's just a way of doing grid trading. Grid trading is extremely beneficial if you know your technicals and if you're trading a particular range. So in those cases, it is beneficial. Next, then if I go back to the Binance Futures page, right? So you can actually go and click on, just a sec. You will go to Futures Home. And now let me tell you some interesting stuff. Okay. Now, if I click on USDT perpetual, we will again come back on this particular screen. And if I click on Ethereum USDT, so now you can see Ethereum has jumped up all the way to 2033. And if you look at your, okay, so as you remember, we had set a take profit order at 2030, and that is executed. So we were able to, I think, generate, so I think the opening balance, so we generated 100% ROI on this trade, right? It is the number of grids. Don't get into grid trading right now. There are lots of tutorials on the Binance thing. You can do that, right? So that's also something doable. Now let me move on to other stuff. So let me go back here and let me go back. So our trade got executed, everything is done. Now I will come to NFTs, and before that, let me first talk about okay, now there are vanilla options, so you can buy and sell European style options here. I would not recommend you to do that, right? So just stay away from these, right? Now next thing is you can also take loans. So for example, let me show you Binance Earn. Now what you can do here is whatever amount of cryptocurrencies that you hold, just how you get a percentage return on your investments in your bank or FDs, whatever, your principal is guaranteed in stable currencies. And then there are high yield currencies. So for example, this Dodge, this stupid thing, it's giving you a yield of 48% if you hold it and if you stake it, right? Now, this is for liquid swaps. This is for dual investment. So you can basically do a lot of things. I'll tell you each and everything. Let me first start off with the, so just a second. Why is this thing not? Okay. Let me start off with Binance Pool. So basically, this is something that you, once you start mining, you can kind of get this idea. So you can basically create a mining pool in which a lot of people together mine cryptocurrencies. Now you need to understand that when we talk about mining, mining is a process where you are employing a hardware, which can be your computer, which can be your PC, which can be anything, which is using energy, which is going to use electricity, which is going to be helping the blockchain basically analyze a lot of lines of codes. In very simple words, you are employing your hardware to help the blockchain, the entire ecosystem to actually basically you are an enabler. Where what I mean by enabler is that you are enabling cryptocurrency transaction, and that is why you are being rewarded. Now to understand mining, you need to understand that mining was very profitable way back in 2009 2010. You used to get rewarded very handsomely, and every 4 years or every 2 years, I don't remember the exact year, the reward for mining gets reduced. So for example, earlier you used to get 16 bitcoins for each block mined, then it got reduced to 8, then to 4, then to 2, then to 1, then it is 0.5, and then 0.25. So it depends, right? Now as more and more cryptocurrency transactions started to happen, electricity consumption also increases. So you need to understand mining is not that simple that you just open your laptop, click a button, and then start mining. You need to have some specific system requirements. Okay. Specific system requirements. You can't mine from any given laptop, any given PC. I will tell you what are the requirements, and you need to basically you need to understand also whether it is going to be feasible for you to mine or not. For example, if you're using a very old laptop or a very old PC without a very good processor, the chances are mining is not going to be profitable for you. Like you will always be break even. You will not be making good returns on mining. But the important, you can start with a normal computer. The good part is that your mining activity is completely automated. You need not do any single thing when you are mining cryptocurrencies. And when you mine, the computer does all the job. And there are softwares and applications which I will share with you, which are going to make sure that everything is in place. And you can also calculate how much will you earn using what computer do you have. So let me first start off what you need to do. So what you need to do is you go to this page, right? You go to this page, and then you can create your own account here. So it's going to be the same thing. You just create a crypto account, mining account. Then you will be given a worker ID. Okay, you will be given a worker ID. What's a worker ID? Worker is your particular. So let me show that to you. Wait. Okay, just a second. Can everyone see the miner stat screen? Just let me know. Can everyone see the miner stat screen? Okay. Now, basically, what happens here is you have to go to miner stat. So first, what you can do is you can create an account on Binance, create a mining account on Binance, right? No. See, yield is 40-50%, which is, this is not guaranteed. It's a high yielding thing. It's not guaranteed. But if you invest Dogecoin and hold it, it's called staking, right? It's called staking. So if you do your staking, there is a set percentage return that it will give you. The 60, 70, 50% return, whatever you saw in Dogecoin, that was for liquid swaps. I will come to what liquid swaps are. They're extremely risky, but basically you become the market maker. So if you understand what a market maker is a person who provides liquidity to the market. So to provide liquidity, you can create a liquidity pool. and you will be the person who will be ready to limit buy or limit sell whenever the market requires liquidity, and for that you will get rewarded. That's a complicated thing. I will come to it towards the end of the session. I don't want to complicate things right now. Okay, now you go to minus stat. Now you need to understand a couple of things. A worker means, for example, I have a PC, I have say a laptop. Now this is my worker one, so I can rename my worker as HP laptop, for example. This worker will now start mining. Now how will that work, right? How will that work is you click on add a new worker, right? So you basically select, say, Havenspire is the worker. For example, I write this. You have to select what kind of graphics card do you use. Do you use AMD? Do you use NVIDIA? Do you use ASIC? So I have NVIDIA, so I'll click on NVIDIA, and my operating system is Windows, so I will click on Windows. After this is done, you need to create or add a worker. So after you add a worker, this is how your screen will look like. Then you will get this access key. Okay, this access key is what you will require to log in and out. And I have created a separate account for this video, both for Binance and this, because there are some details that you can't really share, and it's very complicated that way. So this access key is basically your mining key, that if you want to mine, anyone who knows this can access your account by just using this key. So you need to be very careful when you kind of share your access key. You don't need to be sharing that. Even if someone knows your access key, there is a two-factor authentication which you can enable, which will lead no one to actually come to your system and try to do anything with that. So you do that. You can download the Windows Node. Basically, you can download the software here. For example, I click on this download software, and now it will start downloading on my laptop, right? So this is where it is downloading. So we will let it download, and we will again go back to the dashboard. After doing this process, you need to first understand how much can you actually earn, right? Now after that, you will have multiple things. I will not go into all of this. You can actually profit switch. Basically, you can switch from mining Ethereum to mining Bitcoin to mining Litecoin to mining Ripple, whichever is the most profitable. But I will not go into all of that. I will go to, say, control room. So this control room is where basically where um, uh, you can monitor the temperatures of your systems. You can monitor if there is a breakdown of any system, because when you are mining, it uses a lot of energy. So when it uses a lot of energy, your computer or your PC will have a lot of pressure. Like it's gonna be very tough, in the sense that you can't be running like multiple applications when you are mining, right? Next thing is you need to go on worker configuration. So once you go to worker configuration, this is your worker. So Havenspire is my worker currently, right? And what I need to do is I need to keep all of this as default. I need to just take all of this as default. And then I need to go here. If I am mining Ethereum, I need to click on Ethash. This should be Ethash. This should be ethermine.org 1444. Everything should remain basically the same. And then you can actually add electricity cost. What are your electricity cost for per kilowatt hour? Every place has a different electricity cost. What are the number of GPUs that you have, etc., etc. And then you just need to save the changes. Once you have done this, your miner is ready. Okay, now what you need to do next is you also need to understand that to start mining, you need a wallet. You need a wallet. As I told you in the start of the session, you need a wallet in which you will receive those Ethereum or Bitcoin, right? So for that, you basically go to your dashboard and you configure your wallet, right? So for example, I go here and let me go to my wallets tab. Just a second. Okay, where is that? Clock tune statistics. Okay, I'll just show you in a bit. I just forgot where was that. So basically, when you click when you go there, basically you just need to if you have ever used a Bitcoin wallet, you have a I think 16 I think it's a 32 34 character ABCDEFGH 1 2 3 4 alphanumeric Bitcoin address or Ethereum address. You just need to put that in your section. Now Let me now try to make you understand what can you actually, how much can you actually earn when it comes to your particular system. So for example, you go to NiceHash, right? You go to NiceHash, and then you can actually calculate how much can you earn with whatever PC or whatever system that you have, right? Now, let me show you something. Just a sec. I'll go to, okay. Okay, so you go to profitability calculator here, right? Now what you can do is when you go here, you can just click your auto detection for CPU and GPU. Otherwise, you can just enter hardware manually, right? For what I'll do is I'll go to my currency, which is INR. So I'll go to INR, and in India, the average cost is 5 to 6 rupees per kilowatt electricity. So you can write anything in the range of 5 or 6. I'll just use 5, and I will select my a graphics card. Which graphics card do you have? So I have, I need to check which one is this. So if, for example, you don't have a graphics card, you can just select either your CPU, what particular CPU that you're using. But I have NVIDIA GTX 1660. I think this is, yep. So I have this. So this is the number of device. I'll just click on calculate. Okay, I'll just do that. Now, with this particular device, you can basically earn 100 rupees per day, right? And this is after your after your electricity costs and everything. So basically, this is your income, 109 rupees. Electricity costs are 6 rupees, and then your profit will be 103 rupees 1 week, and then 1 month. So from this device, like this laptop, you can earn about 3,500 rupees per month after electricity costs. So then you can also buy more hash. So what is the hash buying power? So for example, if you want to really understand how, for example, if I click on this device and I click on this bigger, will it work? It has to work 24/7. You can pause your mining. You can also pause your, for example, if I click on this, the better your graphics card, the more money that you can earn on a per day basis, right? Now, try to understand, you need to have a good graphics card. Without that, mining will not be possible. For example, if I click on an Intel i5 processor, for example, i5, I think a lot of people use i5. So I'll just randomly pick any i5 device and I'll click. Okay, so electricity costs is something that I had to change. I'll just make it 5 rupees a day. For example, if I just click on this i5 7600K CPU, you'll understand that it's not tedious. You just need to you just need your laptop to keep running. That's it. And you just need to click on one button, start mining. Yes, you can't use your you can't use your laptop for anything else. So for example, if you have this, now try to understand, when you're not using your laptop, let your laptop make money for you, right? For example, if most of you also might be using some i7 or i9. So for example, if I take a high quality top grade i7 laptop, and you click on calculate. So for example, for 5 hours, you're not, so even if you just have i7 9750, you'll probably earn like 1 rupee a day, right? Yeah, but still, see, try to understand, if it would have been that easy, you'll not, it's not that easy to mine crypto, right? For example, let me say look at NVIDIA Titan, right? This is one of the most advanced processors, right? So now this will get you 172 rupees a day, and then 5,600 rupees every month. So see, try to look at it as a business. Try to look, internet speed does not really matter a lot here. All of that is processing that's happening, right? Now, this profit is for which coin? You will get everything in Ethereum. You will get everything in Ethereum. So now you get Ethereum. Now if Ethereum value goes up, you earn more because of the price appreciation that's going to happen. correct? So, but what about radiations? See, there's gonna be a if and but for everything, right? If you want to make free money, you'll have to environment. See, if it's about environment, anyway, people use a lot of energy. If you are not liking this, you can opt not to mine. That's as simple as that, right? So this is how, what this is what you require, right? Now another thing is that you will see this hash rate, right? So you can see that right now there are 223,360 active workers, meaning there are 223,600 whatever miners which are currently active, and currently active at this moment. And this is 88829, so this is for Ethereum, right? Now proof of work is basically once you start mining, it kind of generates a hash rate. It generates some XYZ signals, which basically gives you a proof of work in simple words, right? Next thing, right? People used to get bitcoins for mining. People still get bitcoins. People still get rewarded with bitcoins if you mine Bitcoin. People will get rewarded with Ethereum if you want to mine Ethereum. If you want to, if you mine Ripple, you will get all of that, right? So everything is kind of whatever you mine, that will be given to you as a reward, right? Why 100 rupees for us? What 100 rupees for us? I didn't get your question. Okay. How much time it take to mine one ether? See, you can't mine one ether like that. It takes a lot of time. It depends on your computing power. Do you trade on the Binance website or on the Binance desktop app? I have Binance open everywhere on my screens, but I execute my orders from my phone because I find it way quicker and easier to execute my orders from my phone. At least when I am trading intraday. So I do that. That's my personal preference, right? Now, yes, I do mine. Three of my systems are currently mining. One of them is mining Ethereum. Two of them are mining Bitcoin. So I just started like 10 days back to start mining. So even I am trying it out. How does it work? Now, coming on to the last bit of the session. So let me first, but Bitcoin is more costly, so it will be more profitable, right? There's no connection. There's no relationship like that, right? Now, if I go to trade, for example, let me go to finance and let me now tell you liquid swaps. I think I've told you, but I'll just tell you once again what liquidity swaps are. Basically, liquidity swaps are when you kind of provide liquidity to the market, and when you provide liquidity to the market, you will get rewarded, right? So if you look at this, uh, you will get trading fee. So for example, if you want to whichever pool, there is a liquidity pool of Dusk USDT, Pond, Dodge USDT. For example, if I click on Dodge, right, it will give you 45% total yield if you want to if you want to basically provide liquidity in the Dodge market. So it's not something that you should be doing. It's very risky to do it, but it gives you exceptional returns without you doing anything, right? So that was all about this. Now you can also check out NFTs. Now let's talk about NFTs, right? The NFTs are nothing but you can just understand that this is a marketplace where basically there are neurofungal tokens which basically you can buy and sell stuff here, right? And you can even upload or sell your own NFT. So if you are a designer, if you are an artist, you can upload your this. Obviously, it has to be approved by Binance, and then you can set a price, and then there will be a bid price, there will be a asking price, all of that. And for example, someone made this, and then now this is the current bid is 17 Binance coins. So which is one Binance coin is $300, I think. So I don't know. So this is quite expensive. So you can create these abstracts, you can do anything here, and you can create your own NFT, right? And there are also mystery boxes. So basically, you go to mystery boxes, and so I don't know what this Tiki Toki Doki is, but it is something in Japan. Don't really understand this, but basically, you can. There are collectors items. Basically, there are some NFTs which are limited in supply, so their prices will increase. It's just like Supreme shoes, right? You have Supreme shoes, right? So if you kind of buy Supreme shoes, do all of that. I don't buy NFTs. No. I don't understand this, to be very honest, right? So you can basically, this is the NFT. You can buy this mystery box where you can basically do all of that. So I don't really understand this, but I'm just telling you that you can actually do a lot of stuff with when it comes to trading NFTs, right? Now, why Binance? Why not other platform? You can trade other platform. Binance has a lot of things to do, so that's the reason why I like Binance, and that's the reason I would prefer you all also to trade with Binance. Otherwise, you can go to Coinbase. So I'll just show you one more platform. You can go to Coinbase as well, but Binance is way easier, right? So you can go here also. You can get Coinbase, and then Webull Crypto is shit. Don't do that, right? So you can even create an account here now. So just give me a second and let me show you one thing. Okay. Coinbase and Binance are US apps. Yes, both of them are US based. Even WazirX is bought by Binance. WazirX is also operated by Binance. So that's about that. So this was about mining. Okay, so this was about mining. This was about opening an account. This was about how to trade, all of that. Now let's come to the last bit of what can you do. So mining also, I've told you how to set up your mining and everything. I'll create a separate video to explain each and every part of your mining thing and how does it look like after that, right? So that's that. Now let me show you some trades that I'll tell you the potential, and I'll tell you some rules to trade crypto, right? So for example, these are some trades from the Havenspire server, sniper shots. So basically, for example, if you have a look at these trades, so the thing is, I'll give you one example of a trade. Okay, so this is where I give a call out. So Ethereum USDT long at 1890 with a stop loss of $11, right? And then you trail 1890, then you get 80%, 99%, you book partial profits, you book 25%, right? You take some 25% profits, then again you book 25% at one, whatever percentage it is there, then you trail again, and then you leave a runner, right? Leaving a runner means that you trail the rest 25-30% of your size for exponential returns, because if, for example, just from 1890 to 1926 you get 182% returns on your invested capital because you're taking 100x leverage. So you need to understand that if you take more leverage, it gives you a lot of. So now next day morning, I saw this, right? So anything is possible because it rose like $120 from my entry. It basically it can just shoot up and it can give you good rewards, right? So that's one thing. Another thing is when I talk about rules to trade crypto, let me show you some. Okay, so what you should follow. Basically, I just told you all of that. You can choose any bit of leverage and you should not be risking 3 to 5% on your of your capital at any given point. You should not be doing that, right? You should not be doing more than 5%, and always manage your risk properly. Now, I will now show you one last thing before I, so for example, this is your Minerstat installer. So I'll just show you how things are done. Okay. Okay, so just a second. Any questions that you have, please write it in the chat box. If you have any questions, please write them down in the chat box and I will answer them. Just a second. Till then, I'm loading the miner screen. So I will even show that to you. Just a second. Can we mine in Coinbase? No, you can't. I don't think. I don't have any idea about Coinbase. I don't think you can. Minimum capital to start crypto, I think you should start with $10. Now, guys, okay, someone is DMing me. Can I get the link? Okay, I'll just share you the link. You'll get a 35% off on your fees and a 10% rebate on mining. Okay, so you can actually do that, right? So I'll just share the Binance link, and I'll also share one tool of Binance which will make your trades way like basically you can leverage the Binance platform to earn. So how many of you are investors? First tell me, how many of you are invested with crypto? Like how many of you are invested with crypto? That How many of you? Okay. Okay. So you can basically yield. You can get a lot of things. So okay. So this is, guys, I have just shared this. This is the link. If you want to open up, you will get. So this is a institutional link. Basically, you'll get a 30% off, 35% off on your fees, and you can also mine and get a rebate. So basically, we all can create a mining pool together. Basically, what happens is once you get more people into your particular mining pool, you can your members and you both can earn up to 15% extra income on mining. I already have an account. How to get the discount? You can just sign up again with a different number, and then you can use that. So just try it out. I don't really know, right? So you can do that. Now, one more thing. One more thing. Whenever you are, what are futures and options? Futures and options are derivative contracts, which are basically leveraged. They give you a lot of risk, and you need to be trading them only when you understand how the trading is done, right? Now, let me show you one thing. So once you're mining, so let me show you. So tell me one thing in the chat box, how many of you are interested in mining? So I show you about something about mining. If not, I will focus on the trading part. Okay. Okay. So basically, okay. So this is your miner stats. So let me open up miner stats platform. Okay. See, if you are going to mine, your earning is obviously, see, you can't expect yourself to have equipment which is not industrial in nature, in the sense that you don't have your I mean your big GPUs and all of these things, right? If you don't have a very sophisticated device, obviously it's not going to work that way, right? 100 rupees a day not worth, obviously it's not worth it. See, try to understand. People set up mining farms. If you don't know what uh, if you don't know what the mining farms are, people have set up like huge farms. Because try to understand, if you are investing say 2 lakh rupees on a GPU, try to think of it as a business. If you try to look at it as a business, you invest basically 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees on GPUs, or basically Nvidia's processors or whatever, right? And if you can earn basically say even say 15 to 20,000 a month, you can recover all of that cost in like 1 year. Your GPU will get free in like 6 months to 1 year, whatever it is. And then whatever you earn is going to be your income, right? An income just for doing nothing. So it completely depends. And see, some cryptocurrencies are very easy to mine, with respect to basically the mining process is easier, and it is much more profitable to mine those cryptocurrencies. So it's just that how you basically approach this. Even if you are a beginner and you don't want to, even if you don't want to use leverage, you can just trade Binance futures and just choose not to take leverage. It's as simple as that, guys. Just choose not to take leverage. That's it, right? Now let me show you one more thing. Okay, so some trades. Okay, so I will show you some trades if you want to see in crypto, but I will, just a second. So here, see, because crypto is so quick, for example, okay, this is another trade. Okay, so this is the buying price. Sorry, this is the stop loss price. And this is how the trade started up. So basically, when you, okay, where can we see that percentage? You can see that percentage returns just besides your position. So you can see that just besides your position, there is an icon with an arrow. You can just click on that, and it will show you the percentage gains that you currently have, right? So this particular trade actually gave us 340%. So if you just look at this, I was not able to save the chart, but I traded somewhere around here at around this point where I saw some consolidation on a lower time frame. It was trying to break. So this is the trade that we took. So we captured this entire move with a stop loss below this particular area. This is what we traded together, and this actually gave more than 400% ROI. So entered here, exited around this price with a $10 stop loss. That's a 1:8 risk reward. So that is something that you can always do, right? So now, if you go to Minerstat again, so last thing before I wrap the session up, try to understand if you want to get into mining, so you can also get into staking. So I did not discuss staking, so let me just at last discuss staking before I end this. So staking is another way. Staking is another way in which you can basically earn more money by just basically keeping your cryptocurrencies as a deposit, right? So if I show you, for example, click on, okay, so staking option is not there, I think here. Okay, I'll have to check where is the staking option. Any resources for learning such one in detail? See, you have to read, you have to read, watch stuff, you have to understand, because see, it's kind of complicated. It's not that easy, but it's not that difficult as well, right? Yes, what is proof of stake? See, for the proof of stake is that it just keeps as a deposit. The exchange will keep this as a deposit, right? So that exact proof, I think you get once you start staking your currencies, you will get a lot of updates on your account. So for example, if I just click on Binance staking, okay, just click here, okay. Now, so you can actually stake for a minimum locked in. So for example, I go to log staking, right? So this is your estimated, annual percentage yield, right? Now this particular annual percentage yield will be different for different kind of things that you're trading, right? Basically staking on. So for example, this is ATOM, right? So now if you do your duration as 90 days, your yield changes, right? Your yield increases. If you do it for 60, your annualized yield increases. If you do it this for 60, your analyzed yield increases. If I just click on, say, there are so many tokens where you can just take and start making money. Basically, it's an interest. It's an interest that you get. That's it. In very simple terms, right? You get interest. Now, one more thing. What is staking in simple language? Staking is basically you are collecting. Basically, you're trying to hoard the supply. If everyone starts staking their cryptocurrencies, everyone is not selling, correct? You are not staking for lending money or coins. No. Staking is basically you own 100 Dogecoins. Now you are staking it, meaning that you are not going to sell them for the next 90 days. So that reduces the Dogecoin supply by 100 coins. And if a lot of people start staking, you will get an interest. You will get that many Dogecoins as interest. Yep, it's like an FD. It's like an FD, but obviously, since cryptocurrencies are so volatile, staking is beneficial at lower prices. For example, right now, staking is very beneficial because Bitcoin has dropped down significantly, right? Now, if you want to stake, you can stake. So if cryptocurrencies go up, obviously the value of your cryptocurrency will definitely go up, and you will also get this APY, which is annualized percentage yield. So that's something good. Now, the only risk is that if the coins, what happens if it drops again? Obviously you are going to lose the value, but you will still get your percentage 6 7 8 10% yield you will get. But if cryptocurrencies fall a lot, then obviously you are risking that. So see, try to understand, you will not get a product where you get a FD like return without taking risk. That is not going to happen. If you want more returns, you will have to take a higher amount of risk. That's as simple as that, right? If you average, so someone is having a question, if you average your position, it will just get added to your current position and it will not be a new position. So don't worry about that. Okay, so now if I go to my Minerstat dashboard again, last thing just before I tell you how things work. You basically can mine anything, and whatever your workers do you stake? No. Now, trading crypto your style. Yes, I will. For Havenspire members, you will get a session on trading techniques and trading systems to trade crypto. Because I use a very different system. I don't trade the same way I trade the stocks when I trade crypto. So it's a scalping technique. It's a quick in and out trade. That's how I take those trades, right? So with that being said and done, yes, I will teach. Okay. Okay, Rajinder wants the link. Bro, I've shared the link. Okay, I've just shared it again. Okay. Now, last thing before I end, whenever you take, please tell about arbitrage. Arbitrage is not possible. Don't wiring for it's a discount on fees. It's a discount on fees. It's not a discount on opening. It's a discount on fees. So if you want, you can get a discount. If you you can still create an account like that also, but if you want to get a discount on your brokerage, then that's fine. Crypto watchlist, crypto breakdowns, everything will be there on the server. So one last thing before I end the session, make sure that whenever you're trading crypto, you manage risk really, really well. Okay. Number two, whenever you're trading crypto, you need to understand that if you don't know how to read charts, if you don't understand what you're trading, you are going to invite yourself into trouble, right? Number three, don't get excessively obsessed with crypto. You can do so much in crypto if you just go to Binance app. You can just figure out like loads of things. Staking can make you money, mining can make you money, even just normal trading can make you money. It's a 24/7 market. 365 days it operates. It's a 24/7 market. The only time that you should not be trading is 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. because that's kind of the closing time, because that's where a new day is starting and there is some extreme volatility around that, right? So weekend crypto with Havenspire. Okay, we'll do that definitely, right? So I hope you liked this session and I hope you learned a lot about crypto and at least what you need to do with your trading accounts. And thank you so much for being a part of this. And for those of you who are interested in learning about trading, you can explore the Havenspire Masterclass. If you like, you can go to Instagram or you can go to the Havenspire Academy app and you can figure that out from there. And yes, sniper shots you'll get. Can I give my money to my friend and he can transfer to my wallet? Yes, there is something called Binance Pay. You can transfer funds here and there. Okay, so that's a wrap from my side. If you're interested, please check out Havenspire Masterclass. If you would like to learn about trading or other techniques, other strategies, other stuff. So that's for that. And thank you so much. Good night. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice week, and then I hope your trades go well and you manage your risk really well. Thank you so much, and bye bye. I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Good night. This recording will be available on the Havenspire Academy app for everyone. So if you want to see this recording, you just check out after 2 days the Havenspire Academy app. It will be free for everyone to watch. So you can go enroll into that course and then you can watch that. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.